Good morning, students. So this is the post about network design management, and to design a good network, we have to understand what is the network first. Okay. So in this module one, we are going to see about some basic things about the networks. Okay, what is the network and what are the components and how can we make some design and what are the topologies we can get. So everything we are going to see inside. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. So first we have to understand the basics of network. That means what is the network here. So in this definition you see they mention computer network connects two or more autonomous computers. That means they are telling that if one or more computers connecting together, then we can say it is a network because it forming some group of environment to share the information, right? So if any devices can be able to share some information, then we can say that those devices are under some network environment. Okay. And in the second point, they are telling that the computers can be geographically located anywhere. Now we know that we are simply communicating with that our friends or relatives or whomever it is who are all not nearby us, and then they may be reside in some other countries or some other nearby places or somehow out of the state, wherever they are, but simply we can able to communicate with them, right? So it is not depend on the particular locations. Wherever they are, we can easily communicate. Okay, because those devices are somehow logically interconnected. Okay, so this kind of interconnections between the devices to make a communications or data sharing is called networks. All right. And now we know that what is that network, but we have to understand what are the components are uh, used to make a networks. Okay, because we know, okay, if the computers can able to connect and then they can able to share the information, then we can say that those group of computers are called networks. Okay, not only that computers, then what are the things may involve in this forming of networks. Okay, so we are having some five important components. First one is physical media. So here what they are coming to say, what are the devices which is used to connect the computers or any other PDAs or some mobiles also. Okay, so simply we are telling that some wired and wireless technologies, right? So if you are using that wired technology, then how that wired technologies are used to connecting the devices. Okay, so somehow we are going to use some physical devices to connect our system to make a share, right? So those devices are called physical media. So this is the one important component. After that, interconnecting devices. So this also we can say that because it is router like switch, anything. Okay, because from that physical devices only we are going to get a connections to our system. Okay, so here along with the system we are going to use some network devices. Okay, you see, simply if I'm having one wire and then one device, then I cannot say that easily I can make a communication because I'm connecting this wire with my system, right? So how can we make the communication means along with my system and this physical media, that means the connecting medium, we have to use one network device also. Okay, for an example, suppose if we are giving some broadband connection to your home, then what they will do, along with some network, sorry, telephonic connections, they are giving some modem, right? So now that modem is the network devices which is used to connect your system with the internet. Okay, so that we can say these are the interconnecting devices for making the communications. And then computers, right? We know that, right? Not only the computers, because the computers you can say it is the users and then our servers. Okay, the users are the clients or simple the host. We are making some request and then server who's giving some responses for our request. Okay, so that's the thing we can say. Here the computers means the user or the client machines and the server machines. Okay. And networking software. So what is the networking software? Because we are having the physical media and some interconnecting devices and then computers. But we have to make all those components to be work in the network form. Okay. So to make those things into the working level, we have to use one software module which is called a networking software. Okay, simply we can say that you see, without NIC card, we cannot access the internet in our system, because that NIC is the important software module and then hardware module also. Okay, which only taking care of our network communications. That's why we are telling this networking software, that means our networking module will be reside in this hardware module. Okay, which will be activate our component to communicate, and then applications. So that application is nothing but our transmissions level. Okay, so how we are going to get transmitted, and then how the data are getting secured. So these kind of things we can say it is applications, right? We will go on to the next slide. Now we are going to see about LAN, MAN, WAN. Already you know what is that LAN, MAN, WAN, right? So this is the local area network, and then metropolitan area network, and then world area network. So this is where the systems are getting connected. So based on that concept, we are categorizing that network into these kind of things. Okay, suppose if I'm having the 200 systems, and then all those 200 systems are placed inside one building, and then I'm connecting together all those systems, means we can say that that system is called LAN. Okay, and if I'm having that 200 system, but all those 200 systems are not in the single place, that means the single building. So I'm keeping 50 systems in one place, and then I'm keeping another 50 system the 50 kilometers apart from my place, and then another 50 system maybe in some other campus or some other places. Okay, so like that I'm segregating all my tourist systems in some other places which is not nearby my um, source building. Okay, so still I'm just making connect to all the system, and then I'm making to what. Okay, so this kind of connectivity is called metropolitan. Okay, even we can say that it will be in some other distance far from our original place, so origin place. Okay, and the wide area network. So this that not only the simple place. Okay, suppose if you are considering that man, then it is within the city ranges we can make a connections. But if you are going for the WAN, that means wide area network, then all over that places, India or out of the country also we can say. So we are just connecting our computers machines with that outside world. Okay, so this kind of connectivity is called WAN. Okay, you see here, simply we are going to make a connectivity between the some systems, but the location is playing the important role for making it to some other categories. Okay, so whether those connectivity happen inside the building or inside the city or out of the city, so based on these kind of things we can categorizing these networks. Okay, right, let me move on to the next slide. Right, now the applications of networks. Okay, so basically we know well that what is the network, and then how these networks are working, and then why this network we are looking for, right? Simply, if you want to share something, then we have to use these networks only. So basically the main focus of the network concept is about sharing. So let me see what are the things we are going to share. First, they are telling the resource sharing. So in the resource sharing, they are telling hardware and then software. So suppose you see here, um, you are working in 5 floor companies, and then you are in the fifth floor. But if you want to take a printout from your system, and then that printer is residing in that first floor, so you cannot come down for taking the printout, because you see it will waste your time. So what you can do, we can simply share that printer in that particular network. So through that network, simply you can give that print command. After that, that printer will start to print whatever you are issuing, right? So now you see we are sharing the resource, right? So that kind of thing they are telling. Sharing the resource means either it may be the hardware or the software. Okay, after that information sharing, obviously we are going to share that information only. Even if you are using some command, that command also sometimes it is like a information, right? So Now you see in that information sharing they are telling it is easy accessibility from anywhere. Like I told you, right? If I want to access the printer, then I have to give some commands. That command will trigger the printer to do printing operations. The same way, that triggering operation is called as the information. Okay, because we are giving some command, that command is the information for the printer. Okay, and suppose we are using some cloud operations also to access the data in the centralized server. Okay, so that means in centralized server they are maintaining the databases. From that databases we are just accessing the data whichever we want. So this kind of thing we can do. And then search capability, right? In general we know that, right? Because often we are using the Google server, a search engine for finding something. So the search capability is the information sharing only. After that, the communications. So mostly we are doing the chat applications, right? So even suppose if you are talking with your friends, then you can use some modern application like WhatsApp or ShareShot or some chatting applications. But if you want to talk with your boss with something important file attachments, then you have to go with this email kind of services, because there you have to specify your information and then you can attach whatever that file you want to share with your boss or some other person. Then this kind of communications we can go with that some specific applications like email and then message, right? And remote computing, it is the remote accessible matters. Okay, suppose right now we are talking about the IoT, Internet of Things. So what is that? So even though we are not inside that particular place, still we can communicate with our internet devices which is resident in our home or some other places. Okay, suppose I forget to turn off my light and I came to my office. After that, I'm thinking whether I turn off or not. So if I didn't turn off, then what I will do, simply I will make some applications and then through that applications from my office I can able to turn off my light which is in my home. Okay, so remotely I am controlling that electronic devices. Okay, so we have to make some specific applications to do this kind of operations, and you know these operations are comes under this remote computing. Okay, I'm just telling this example for some remote computing, but not only for this. The remote computing is something different, and then it is a big process. Okay, even sometimes we can control that client machines through the server machine. So this is also called remote computing only. Okay, after that, distributed processing. So here you see we can consider that bank servers. Okay, suppose I'm having one account from this Greater Noida. Suppose I'm using that HDFC Bank. For an example, I'm telling. So in the Greater Noida, I'm using this bank, and if I'm doing transactions in some other places like Delhi or Haryana or Maharashtra, even in the South India. So that moment that servers now say that no, your card is only accessible with that greater Noida only, not in other places. Because if it says like this, then it is very headache for us to do transactions. Okay, that moment that bank server need to do all that record function for us. Okay, so here that distributed processing will comes into the picture. Okay, because if I'm doing something from that place, that server will take that information and then it will do update with that origin place server. Okay, so wherever I'm doing the transaction, that information also will be updated through that distributed system. Okay, so it is submodule of some main process. Okay, so we are running one server in the Greater Noida, but that server is giving authorized to some other branches. Okay, so those branches also can do the same operations whichever that server can do. Okay, finally these operations will be updated with a centralized server. Okay, so this kind of things we can say it is a distributor, right? And then the next one is the network topology. So uh, In the beginning, we have discussed something about that design implementations, right? So we are telling that LAN, MAN, WAN. Now it is the network topology. That means in which way my systems are getting connected through to make the communications. Okay. So this kind of thing is called network topology. Okay. So here you see in this diagram I have mentioned something. The first one is bus topology, and then ring topology, and then stop topology, and then extender, and then mesh something. Okay, so what is this? What are this? Okay, so how we are arranging our system to make a communication? That's it. So this is what we are telling the topology. Okay, so they are telling the topography also. First, you see this bus topology. All the systems are connected with one streamlines. Okay, that means one backbone line. Okay, so what are the information we are sharing? That information will be passed through that particular backbone line only. Okay, and the drawback of this topology is if any leakages or any problem happen on this backbone line, then all the systems which are connected to that backbone is getting suffered. So no one can do communicate. Okay, so this is a disadvantage. And if I am trying to pass my message to the lost character system, then in between whatever systems are placed, all those systems easily can access this message. Okay, not only the target machines, that in between connected machines also can access the messages. Let's see the ring topology. So you see here also all the messages are connected in the one single line only. Okay, so as just like our bus topology, the ring topology also facing the same problem. If any communications break happen in between the connections, then all other system will get lost. Okay, and star topology. So you see here we are using one central hub to sharing the informations to all the systems. Okay, so here it no, it doesn't depend on any another system to make a communication. Okay, because we are maintaining the central hub. The main disadvantage of this topology is that central hub only. If anything happened to that central hub, then automatically whichever system connected to that, all those systems will get affected, and it cannot make a communication, and it cannot do any transactions. That's it. Okay, and then extended star topology. So we can say this type of topology is called a hybrid. Okay, because you see it is looking like our bus topology and then ring and then star also. So it making that connection of a formation of multiple topologies. Okay, that's why we are telling it is a hybrid one. Okay, so here we are not facing that much problem, because if any one system of these connections will getting affected, then it will try to find out another system, because it is extending the links. Okay, so it will try to find out another link to pass the information. And the next one is the mesh topology. uh, the last diagram you see here, all the systems, all the blue colored dots are called nodes of the system. So here all the systems are having minimum of 4 lines. That means all that systems can be connected together. Okay, so it not depend on any single communication line. All the systems communications will be happen on all the systems. That means each and every system hold all the communications lines. Okay, all other systems communication lines. So if any system connectivity is gone wrong or not working, then it will look for that, okay, that message is not working, so I cannot do anything, because it is already having some other lines, so automatically it will do transfer. So in this mesh topology, we can do reliable connectivity, but the problem is the cost of the topology is very much high, because if you're making all the communications link, then we need to spend more for communications lines, and then maintain the hubs or switch, whatever it is. From there only we have to do this thing. So the physical physical port also we need to access. So we have to invest little more on this thing. Uh, that's all about today topic. So the rest topic we'll see in the next classes, and then these are the references you can go for understanding the basic concepts. Okay, and if you have any queries, you can simply mail me to this given mail id, and then I have mentioned my phone number also, so whenever you want you can use this. And thank you.